When it comes to buying a new pair of running shoes, comfort is one of the most important factors to consider. And for me, I'd say it is the most important. As we all know, running is a particularly tough sport, so finding the right comfortable footwear is going to be key to getting our runs done and most importantly, enjoying them when we're out there. So today we're breaking down the most comfortable options in 4 different categories: our daily shoes, our easy shoes, our speed and race shoes, and then that all important, the long run shoe as well. And stay tuned to the end to find out my overall winner. And of course, as with everything you see here on the channel, I bought and fully tested all of these shoes 100% myself. Absolutely nothing here on the channel is sponsored or gifted or anything like that. Thank you to everybody here that supports the channel by liking, sharing and commenting on the videos. It allows us to bring you these completely unbiased reviews. Right, let's start out with those daily shoes first. So if you're looking for a shoe to do the bulk of your training in, then here are 2 of the most comfortable shoes on the market right now. These shoes are going to handle all sorts of different paces and runs pretty well, and they're great for someone who just like one shoe to do it all, or for someone looking for a simple no fuss option to get their rotation started. So first up, we've got the Asics Nova Blast version 5. This set me back £135. Stack height at the back 41.5mm, 8mm drop overall. Weight wise 302 grams for me in my UK size 12. The midsole here we've got the FF Blast Max. So what makes this shoe work so well? Why is it comfy? It's got a nice and wide and roomy forefoot. The lacing system also gives a really secure fit, a really good lockdown. It's also got a nice breathable upper here, so your feet are not going to overheat as you're running along. Lots of cushioning. It feels lightweight and nimble on your feet as well, so if you want to pick up the pace a bit, you can definitely do that in this shoe. It's just an all-round great shoe that performs really well. One of the best out there, if not the best daily shoe on the market right now, at a pretty good price point too. Any downsides? Well, of course there's going to be a few. We're always going to bring them to you here on the channel. For me, the sizing is a little bit off. I would suggest going half a size down, which is what I did here. And also the wet, where the grip on the bottom of the shoe is really not the best. So really good for dry running, but in the wet, a little bit slippy out there. Right, let's move on to chat all things New Balance 1080 version 14. So the 1080 version 14 set me back £160, a little bit more expensive than the Asics shoe. Stack height at the back 38mm, 6mm drop overall. Weight wise, getting a little bit more on the heavy side here, 360 grams. Midsole, we've got the Fresh Foam X from New Balance. So why is this shoe so comfy? Again, a little bit like the Asics, but even more so, it's got a really nice, wide, accommodating toe box here, and you can also spec it in 4 different widths available. The upper is also really nice and stretchy. It just hugs the forefoot really quite nicely, getting a good lockdown at the back of the shoe, around the heel, really nice soft padding here as well. And then the rocker geometry at the front of the shoe just gives you a really nice, super smooth foot strike. So the foot is staying nice and stable through that foot strike. It's a really premium product with this shoe, high quality materials that you can feel, that higher price point, but the materials really feel like you're getting a good quality shoe that will last really well as well. With the downsides, the dislikes with this shoe, it is a little bit on the heavy side, nowhere near as nimble as something like the Nova Blast, and a little bit more expensive. But still, an all-out, fantastically comfortable shoe to get your regular runs done. Right, let's move on to chat about easy and recovery run shoes to really look after those legs. So if you're looking for a softer shoe specifically for your easy runs and your recovery run jogs, then look no further than these 2. These have got a little bit more cushioning to look after those legs. You're not going to get much ground contact feel in these shoes. They're extremely soft and plush, so you're going to get a very squishy type of marshmallowy ride. Starting out, let's chat all things New Balance More version 5. This shoe set me back £140. Stack height at the back 44mm, just 4mm of drop. Weight wise 374 grams. With a midsole, we're talking Fresh Foam X, the same as the 1080 that we've just talked about, but a lot more of it in this shoe. So why is this shoe particularly comfy? Well, you've got so much foam underneath your foot to absorb the impact. This is an incredibly marshmallowy, soft feel without feeling too mushy. It doesn't feel dead, particularly due to quite a nice slight rocker at the front of the shoe. So it does feel nice and smooth while being very soft. It also does come in a standard and a wide fit for people that have particularly wider feet. And it has got an extremely wide outsole, which it needs a lot of surface area on the bottom of the shoe, so the stability is quite good. And the foam is also quite stiff, so you don't have to worry about rolling an ankle or anything like that. really good amount of stability given how soft the foam is. It's also the type of shoe that you can wear for particularly long periods of time given that stability. So really good walking or hiking shoe as long as the terrain's not too technical. And I think this is probably going to be the shoe that I'll be wearing at the London Marathon Expo this year, where we'll be standing on the stand for hours and hours and hours at a time, meeting loads of you legends out there. We'll be there for all 4 days. Come and see our amazing 5-star running gear, hats, tees, and come and say hello to us. I'd love to hear your story. As I say, we're there all 4 days, so I'm going to need something nice and stable and nice and soft to look after those legs. It's also probably the softest, squishiest shoe on the whole list, and I think the softest, squishiest shoe that I've ever run in as well. So if you like that type of feeling, you're going to absolutely love the More version 5. But as always, it's not all about the likes, the dislikes with the shoe. It is a little bit heavy now. Shoes are getting a little bit more on the heavy side in this section, but the shoe does disguise that quite well. It distributes the weight through the shoe quite well. It's also particularly stiff, as I said, so really good for that stability. But if you're looking for a shoe that's, say, a lot more sort of natural sort of feeling, you're not going to get that in this one. And also a final point with the amount of padding and material in the shoe, some people might get a little bit hot, but for me, outside of running in summer, it's been absolutely fine. Right, let's move on to the Asics Gel Nimbus version 27. So the Gel Nimbus 27 set me back £180, quite expensive. Stack height at the back, 44 millimeters, 8 millimeter drop overall. Weight-wise, 374 grams. With the midsole, we've got Asics' FF Blast Plus Eco Foam. So why is this one particularly comfortable? Well, the upper and the tongue are really what sets this shoe apart. It really makes it stand out for me on this list. The tongue is so stretchy and has that sock-like feel with really soft material. It just hugs your foot, just caresses your foot. There's so much padding around the ankle and the back of the shoe as well. You've got a really nice soft heel pull to get the shoe on. The shoe just holds your foot really well. There's absolutely no slipping around. Lockdown are fantastic. Nothing to worry about here with any blisters, hot spots, or any sort of discomfort in this shoe. It also feels really high quality, a premium product with good quality materials used throughout. The ride is a little bit firmer than the More version 5, but it's still fairly soft. It's going to look after your legs really quite well. But if super soft is what you want, then I'd definitely recommend going for the More version 5 and save a bit of money too. And that brings me on, of course, to the dislikes. Again, it's a little bit on the heavy side here, which you're going to expect with the amount of foam in this type of shoe. It's also a little bit on the expensive side, £180 for quite a niche shoe, really. And really one of those ones, only for those easy and recovery runs. So if you want to run a bit faster, let's have a chat all about the speed and racing shoes. Most race shoes these days are either really aggressive in their geometry and are just not comfortable, or they've stripped everything out to save weight, and so rubbing and blisters are things that are more likely to happen. Especially for people running in 3, 4, 5, 6 hour marathon territory, you're really going to want to go for the most comfortable option. So you've got 2 shoes here that are really comfortable without compromising that speed and making them ideal racing choices. So starting out, we're going to have a chat about the Adidas Adios Pro 4. Came out quite recently, set me back £220, 39 millimeter stack height at the back of the shoe, 6 millimeter drop overall. Weight-wise, super lightweight, 237 grams here. Midsole-wise, we've got the Light Strike Pro Foam, and then we've also got Adidas's energy rods in this shoe as well to give you that extra propulsion when you're picking up the pace. So why is this shoe so comfy? The light lock system that Adidas have in the shoe just works really well. Just helps hug your foot really nicely, and I'm getting absolutely no foot movement in here, no heel slips or anything like that. Lightweight stripped back material is really soft on the foot as well, but it doesn't rub and it doesn't dig in. Ultra lightweight and fast as well. One of the lightest super shoes on the market out there. It really doesn't feel like you're wearing anything at all when you pick up the pace in this shoe. And the rocker geometry that the midsole provides, it really just helps to give you that really silky, super smooth transition, gets you up and your forefoot really quite nicely. A great racing shoe for marathon and half marathon distances. And I say, given it's so light, you could definitely use this for 5 and 10Ks as well. Are there any downsides to this shoe? Well, it's very soft at the back of the shoe. It's not going to be ideal for heel strikers or for those heavier runners. But outside of that, it really is one of the very best shoes that you can buy out there at the moment. And I think that a lot of that is due to the comfort that you're going to get during the marathon distance. Right, let's move on to chat about Nike. Nike came out with a massive hit, their best shoe of last year, in my opinion, the Zoom Fly version 6. This set me back £155, a really good price point with this shoe. Stack height 42 millimeters. So if you are someone that is really worried about legal, illegal shoes, this unfortunately is in the illegal category. So it's for you to decide whether you can or you want to race in this shoe, but it's a really good speed and training shoe when things like that don't matter. Stack height at the back, as I say, 42 millimeters, drop 8 millimeters overall, weight-wise 322 grams, so a lot more bulky than that Adidas Super shoe. Midsole-wise, we've got a layer of Nike Zoom X Piba, really lightweight, responsive foam here, and then a layer of the SRO2, more of a hard wearing foam that's going to last a little bit longer. And also you're getting a carbon plate in the shoe, which is fantastic at this price point. So why is the shoe so comfy? You've got a really good amount of padding, especially around the heel and the back of the shoe. Fantastic lockdown, absolutely no slippage in the shoe. Also pretty good accommodating width. Definitely one of the most comfortable plated shoes I've ever run in. And I'm getting the majority of my speed work training done as I'm building up for some spring marathons and some longer races as well in the year. I'm getting a lot of my speed work done in this shoe right now as well. It's just that good go-to shoe because the durability is particularly impressive with the shoe. Really good outsole, really good grip with that. It's just lasting a very long time. Done well over 200 miles training in this shoe and it feels as good as when I first started training in it. Also a really good price point, I say really durable as well. So all around a fantastic package from Nike. Downsides with the shoe, as I say, technically it is an illegal racing shoe, but stack height isn't on everyone's mind. It's up for you whether you want to be racing in that. And also, it's not the most comfortable shoe for any sort of walking around in. So definitely get one of the shoes in the previous section, those easy and recovery run shoes. Right, moving on, let's have a chat all things long run. My favorite type of run. So the long run is really that run of the week where footwear is definitely gonna matter the most. You don't want to be having any issues that are risk you having to cut your run short. The two in the daily category you spoke about are gonna be good options here without a doubt. But if you're the type of person that wants to build a bit of a rotation, get something long run specific just to increase that comfort level a little bit more, then these are two fantastic options. The first one being the New Balance Super Comp Trainer version 3. Unfortunately, very, very expensive, £230 for what is considered really more of a training shoe rather than an all-out elite super shoe. I think the super shoe is £260, but stack height at the back, 40 millimeters stack height. So at the legal limit, if you did want something super comfortable to be doing some marathon racing in as well, 6 millimeter drop overall, weight-wise, 325 grams. Midsole, we've got New Balance's Fuel Cell Foam, which is a Piba and EVA blend, and also a carbon plate in the shoe as well. So why is this shoe super comfy? The upper with this shoe is really soft and breathable, much more comfortable than the Elite and Rebel, which for me have caused some little rubbing issues in the past. Really great cushioning underfoot and the stability from the plate that the shoe provides. It's just a perfect shoe for that long distance cruising, just getting up to marathon pace and just sticking there, just cruising along. It's super comfortable. Also, it would make a really good race option for more of that mid-pack runner, as it's just so comfortable for a really long amount of time. Anyone running 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours plus in the marathon, I really think you're going to enjoy your run far more in a shoe like this than those all-out super stiff elite shoes. Downsides with this shoe is really, unfortunately, quite overpriced, especially outside America. America have got a particularly good price with this shoe, so it depends where in the world you are for that value. So this recommendation is if you can get hold of them at some good prices. It has been out for a few months now, so you can probably find it at a much better price point, so it's well worth picking up. But moving on to, I think, maybe my favorite running shoe of all time, and so many people love the shoe, the Asics Superblast version 2. It's just built to go long and longer for people that don't want a carbon plate in that long run shoe. Price wise, £200, but given the scarcity of this shoe, they could probably charge £300, £400 and people would still pay it. Unfortunately, there's always a few supply issues with the shoe. It sells out normally within 24 hours of any drop. Stack height at the back, 45 millimeters. So again, a little bit above that legal limit for racing. 8 millimeter drop overall, but super lightweight, incredibly lightweight for a shoe with that amount of stack in the shoe. 288 grams for me in my UK size. 11.5, I do go half a size down in the Superblast. Midsole wise, we've got mostly the FF Turbo Plus foam, and I say all importantly, for some people, there's no plate in this shoe. So why is this so comfy? Well, for those long runs, you ideally want something that's a good compromise between that lightweight and also giving giving you the amount of cushioning that you want, and that's exactly what the Super Blast delivers. It is quite a firm ride, so if you're looking for something a little bit softer, then go for that Super Comp. But given the amount of high-end foam that you've got in the shoe, it really does look after your legs pretty well. It really is also particularly quite snappy. It can pick up the pace. It's got a surprisingly good turn of speed in the shoe, so if you've got some marathon pace blocks or even faster at the end of your long run, then this shoe will definitely deliver. The breathability is also amazing. It's quite wide, holey mesh, so your feet never overheat with this shoe. Also a good amount of padding at the back of the shoe, so it locks down really nicely. It's also quite surprising given how lightweight this shoe is. Asics haven't taken out any sort of fundamental comfort parts of this shoe to deliver that lightweightness, so the ankle collar at the back of the shoe has got some really good padding there as well. That's always the first place where manufacturers take out some of the comfort levels, but for me, it just delivers with comfort all day long. One of my favorite shoes of all time. But as always, it isn't all about the likes. I will say the dislikes with this shoe, as I say, is very difficult to get hold of. It does sell out particularly quickly. Do go half a size down when you are picking it up, and it is a little bit on the expensive side, but the durability of this shoe, which I didn't touch on just before, is really good as well. Easily getting 1,000 Ks plus in the shoe, absolutely no problem. Right, the part that some people might have just skipped to, if I had to pick one shoe on this list based on comfort alone, I really do think it has to be the Asics Gel Nimbus 27. Just the tongue with the shoe, just how it hugs your feet as you run along. Yes, it's only for those easy and recovery runs. But if you just want that all-out comfort to go out and enjoy a run without thinking too much about how fast you're running, I think this one delivers better than anything else on the list. And for me, it's the most comfortable shoe that you can buy at the moment. So thanks so much for watching, guys. The next video coming up with the best daily shoes from cheapest to most expensive. So check out this video up here. And if you want to see that full review of the Asics Gel Nimbus 27, a bit more of a deep dive into the shoe, check out that down here. That's it, guys. Keep on working hard. Keep on down. I'll see you very soon in the next one.